Tuesday Tidbit time on Y101. It's Adam and Allison. These are those little tidbits that you might learn online, scrolling through TikTok, and we just kind of give them to you while you're sitting in the car rider line.
Absolutely, and you don't have to get sucked into the TikTok algorithm and just like bed rot for hours.
These are questions that you should not ask on a first date according to dating experts. How one becomes a dating expert, I'm not exactly sure, but they have some tips on questions that you shouldn't ask. Thought it would make a great Tuesday tidbit. First thing that you should not bring up on a first date. What's your dating history? What do you think about that, Allison? Do you think it's a good idea to avoid talking dating history on a first date?
Yeah, because I feel like you could cancel out somebody that you have chemistry with if you hear something in their dating history that feels like a red flag. But if you do have chemistry and then you wait till maybe the third date to kind of get into some of that stuff, then you've at least given yourself a chance.
I think that I agree with that. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but I do think that makes sense because, and the other thing is, it's really hard to talk about your dating history without it making it sound like either you want your ex back or you were a crazy person and you have really bad feelings towards your ex.
Exactly, because if I go on a date and somebody is saying nice things about their ex, you're going to feel like they're not over their ex. But if they're calling every single one of their exes a crazy psycho, it's well, let's look at the common denominator here, red flag.
The next question that you should not ask on a first date. This was great. Do you want to go on another date?
Oh, why can't you ask that?
Because planning of the second date is kind of part of the courtship thing. At least according to this quote-unquote dating expert. It says planning for the second date is a form of courtship, a form of testing that mutual interest. That's why I like to leave the first date open. I like leaving that planning process intact. Now, one person has to take a little bit of a risk by reaching back out to them days later.
But I feel like you either know in the moment or you don't know in the moment. I could see being a problem of right away being like, this was great, let's go on a second date, of that could be pressuring the other person. But then at that point you could be like, listen, it's, you know what, in the moment I thought that this was going to work out, but I've changed my mind. See you later. Good luck.
Okay, here's the last one. Sort of along the same lines as don't ask for a second date at the end of the first date. Drinks have been fun. Should we go get dinner now? So if you're planning on just having happy hour drinks with somebody and it goes well and you want it to continue, it's good that you want it to continue, but you should let it end because then that first date turns into a 1 week date.
I was about to be like, this is crazy. Always go for dinner. If you're having a good time, keep the good time going. But then I remembered one time you and I, we get coaching on this, so we're better at it, believe it or not. But we had a coach tell us you always want to leave them wanting more. So that's kind of the date. If you end it when somebody still wants more time with you, that's good. They're probably then going to do that second date. You don't want to give them so much that by the end of it, they're like, I don't want any more of that.
Sick of this. Yeah, leave them wanting more. There you go. So there's the Tuesday tidbit. Cassie texted us and said, I need all the dating tips. So hope those questions that you should not ask on a first date helped Cassie.